A boy who can't speak but communicates through drawings that foretell the future. This is the silent witness. A tiny hand grips a pencil and draws 12 stick figure corpses in a circle. A boy looks up at us with vacant eyes. His skin is as pale as bone. He's never said a word. Not one word since he was found wandering around this very station house 2 years ago. They never did find his parents. And now he lives in the foster system, shuffled from home to home. But it's not what you think, it's so much worse. Because every single drawing this boy has ever made has come true. And we have proof. We pull back to see that the boy is actually sitting at a table inside an interrogation room. The walls are lined with photos of 12 victims in various stages of decomposition. All of them died in this very town exactly 1 year ago. And all of them were found in a perfect circle like this one. In the center of the circle sits a teddy bear covered in dust. Our little witness hasn't touched the bear. He just stares at it with his soulless eyes. But it's time for him to testify. It's time to tell us how these people died. His name is Lucas. He's 8 years old and he's terrified. We bring him into the main office and ask if he remembers anything. He shakes his head and clutches his teddy bear. The only clue we have is that he was found at the scene of the crime. How do we know he wasn't involved? Then something catches our eye. Lucas isn't looking at us. He's staring at a photo of the coroner who examined the body. Victim number 5, the coroner. His name is Harold Perkins. Then Lucas does something strange. He walks over to a notepad and begins to draw the coroner, but with a twist. The eyes are hollowed out, completely black. And when he's done, he turns and hands the paper to the lead investigator, Detective Mark Bailey. Mark looks at the drawing and tells Lucas thank you. But it's too much. Lucas screams and runs to the bathroom. He locks himself in and we hear him sobbing inside. That's when the phone rings. Mark picks it up and asks where he is. The voice on the other end laughs. "You shouldn't have taken my friend away," he says. "He was supposed to be here today." Mark hangs up. He didn't say a word, but Lucas knows what he meant. The coroner wasn't at the scene. He died the exact hour Lucas drew him. The news spreads through the station like wildfire. Everyone's talking about Lucas's gift, his curse. Some don't believe it. Others are scared. When I took the case, I promised myself I would solve it. I owed it to the victims, to their families, but now Lucas is involved. And that makes everything so much harder. I go back to the lab to examine the evidence. I need to find a connection between these 12 people. What could possibly link them all together? That's when I notice it. On the desk, there's a sketch pad. I pick it up. The drawings are old. They look like they were done months ago, maybe years. And as I flip through, my blood runs cold. These are the same victims, the same people who died last year. All of them are missing their eyes. And two things become clear. They all died on a Tuesday. And someone killed them with an axe. There has to be a way to stop this. Someone is feeding Lucas information. But who? And why? Suddenly, Jenny bursts in. She works the front desk. She's been watching the security footage. "Look at this," she says. "This is from the day Lucas was found. And yes, he's holding a sketchbook, but he doesn't seem to be alone. There's another shadow behind him, but it's moving on his own." We watch as Lucas and the shadow walk down the hallway. The shadow grows longer and darker. Suddenly, Lucas stops and spins around. The shadow disappears. And when we look back, Lucas is alone. He's alone except for the words he wrote in his sketchbook. He watched. It's a flashback. We're in the same interrogation room. Lucas is 2 years old. He sits in the corner. In his right hand, he holds a teddy bear. In his left, he holds a sketchbook. The shadows twist behind him. Then he turns and looks directly at us. And on the page he's holding, there's a picture of Detective Mark Bailey, the same Mark Bailey sitting across from him. And above his picture are the words "tomorrow." Mark grabs the book and flips to the next page. It's dated tomorrow, and on it, Detective Mark's face is crossed out. That's when it hits me. Tomorrow is today. I look up at Lucas, and I see that he's staring at me. His eyes are solid black. Then he smiles and opens his mouth as if to say something. And then the phone rings. Mark answers. "Hello," he says. "Yeah, I know you're out there. I know you've been following me." A whispery voice comes from the other end. "You're next," it says. "You and everyone you love will die." Then the line goes dead. Mark hangs up. He looks shaken, but we don't have time to waste. I immediately call in the others. We need backup. And I order them to bring Lucas to the main office. We enter the office to find the lights flickering. The door slams shut. Lucas is standing in front of it. His eyes are still black. He takes a step forward. The sketchbook flips open on his own and he lunges at me. I stumble backward. He knocks the stand over. The pages fly everywhere. And as I look down, my worst nightmare comes to life. Every officer in the station dead. Their faces are pale and lifeless. Their eyes are hollowed out. And when I look up, Lucas is gone. I race to the door and slam it open. Outside, the hallway is dark. The lights are off. Something is crawling toward me. I spin around and hide under a desk. I'll pull out my gun and wait. First, I hear shuffling. Then I feel a breath on my neck. You should have listened, a voice whispers. You should have stayed away. And then I feel a fingernail dig into my arm. I squeeze my eyes shut. I wait for the end, but it never comes. When I finally work up the courage to look, I see a pair of feet. They're covered in shadow. They're walking away. I let out a shaky breath. I didn't get hurt. Maybe Lucas didn't want me dead after all. Maybe he just wanted the truth. The next morning, the sun streams through the windows. I enter the interrogation room. Everything is neat. The notepad is on the table. The teddy bear is in the corner. And in the center of it all sits a brand new detective. He's young, eager, a little naive. And when he looks up, I realize he's already sketching the face on the notepad. He's already drawing my face. He looks up at me and gives a polite smile. So, he asks, can you tell me everything you remember? I stare back in horror. The station is empty. There's no sound, no footprints. We're completely alone. What do you think happened at the end? Was this the real Lucas or was it Mark? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.